my little angels. Hi, come on in. Come on in. I'm so happy to see you all. I'm so glad that you're here. I really am. Oh, and I see new people. Hi, new people. Welcome. I hope you like what you see, and if you do, feel free to like it or share it. Definitely comment. I love interacting with all of you. And hit that subscribe button below, please. And I see my returning people. Hi, guys. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so glad that you're here. And please keep the comments coming. I love them so much. So I think I heard someone tell me they're having a hard time sleeping. So I thought tonight I could read to you guys. And we'll read a couple stories from behind the best love songs of Christmas. I've got a lot of positive responses from this book. Everybody seems to really enjoy it, and I would love to read some more to you. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to probably do one or two. And I just want to talk about upcoming videos because Christmas is coming. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I am going to release 2 videos tomorrow. I don't know what times. I'm going to be honest, guys. But they're going to be, one is about celebrating Christmas with you, and another one is for the people who are having a difficult time at Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas. We're just going to kind of talk it out, do a lot of positive affirmation, and kind of celebrate together, okay? Because I love Christmas. Christmas is a part of me, okay? Whether you celebrate it or not. If I wish you Merry Christmas, I'm actually wishing you a very important part of myself. I'm wishing you the very best of me, okay? Because Christmas to me is about love and togetherness. Whether I'm with people or not, it makes me feel peaceful. So if I wish you Merry Christmas, I'm not shoving my religion or my holiday down your throat. I'm basically saying, I want you to feel the peace I feel. And I'd love to share that with you. So we're not going to talk about stuff like that. We're just going to celebrate together. That's all. So I hope you enjoy that. Also, I'm going to release another video for Christmas Day where I'm going to be rereading the story behind Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I happen to think it is an amazing story. I would love to see a movie made out of the story because it's so good. And yeah, so those are the upcoming videos, and I hope you enjoy it. Also, I think I'm going to do a get ready with me on Christmas. I do. It'll be early in the morning. But I think once I'm ready to get ready, I'll do a get ready with me video, okay? And show you my Christmas makeup look. Okay, so let's everybody get comfy. So for you new people, we do a little bit of a... Sorry guys, I dropped the book on my toe. So for you new people, we do a little bit of a routine, ritual, technique, I like technique, to relax ourselves. So one of the first things is get your lighting the way you like it. I'm not using my electric candles tonight. I like the light from my ring light. But you guys can use whatever kind of light you want, except no lit candles. I don't care how many Bed Bath & Beyond candles, no, not, it's Bath & Body Works. I always mix those two up. I don't care how many Bath & Body Works candles you have. Nobody light candles if you're gonna fall asleep. That's just dangerous, and Auntie Angel cares way too much about you guys to have you risk anything, okay? Thanks. I appreciate that. And you can even wear a sleep mask if you want, because the book I read from has no illustrations. And yeah, so get yourself comfy. And I don't care if it's a bed, a couch, a chair, chaise lounge, hammock, cushions on the floor, a sleeping bag. If you're laying on your dog, I don't care, as long as you're comfortable. And I mean really loosen up and be comfortable. And then what we do for the new people and the returners that forget maybe, my hands are cold. We get our brain ready. And by doing our breathing, we're telling our brain, which is our command center, to tell the rest of our body to slow down and relax. Okay. And how we're going to do that is we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, and then we're just going to gently hold it. No puff cheeks, okay? For a count of 4. And then we're going to breathe out through lightly pursed lips for a count of 4. Okay. So let's do that first set together. Okay? Again. Breathe in. Hold. And out. Really good. Especially you over there. I saw you do that. Okay, breathe in again. Hold it. And out. Last one together. Breathe in. Hold. And out. And you can do that whenever you need to relax or rest or calm yourself, or when you just need to give yourself that minute, you take that minute. Now, let me get the book off my toe again. Oh, and just so you guys know, I've said this in another video, this shirt is supposed to have the holes, okay? I actually had someone write in, your shirt had a big hole in it, do you need clothes? I'm like, no, honey, I don't need clothes, but thank you. That's a very caring gesture. So, alright, is everybody ready? Okay, so let's read. Let's see, who shall we read? How about The First Noel? No. Nope. Let's do Away in a Manger. I have to be honest, that's one of my all-time favorites. Even though as a child I thought it was Away in a Manager, but that's besides the point. Okay, guys, close your eyes if you want to close them. Put on your sleep masks. Many Christmas carols are bathed in so many different legends that separating fact from legend becomes almost impossible. Such is the case with this beautiful and simple carol that tells the story of baby Jesus lying in a manger the first Christmas night. Along with Jesus Loves Me, Away in a Manger is one of the first songs that Christians teach children in Sunday school or church. It only has 3 short verses and a very simple tune. It's no small wonder that little ones learn it before they can even read. The beautiful and serene picture painted in the carol's lyrics basically defines peace on earth, and that's better than most books or sermons do. In 1887, American hymn writer James R. Murray entitled the tune to Away in a Manger as Luther's Cradle Hymn. Murray further stated in a popular songbook, Divinity Songs for Little Lads and Lasses, that Martin Luther had not only written Away in a Manger, but had sung it to his children each night before bed. As the song spread across a growing America, and people began to sing it at home, churches, schools, they often envisioned legions of German mothers rocking their babies to sleep each night to the strains of Away in a Manger. As the song became more popular, some news reports even trumpeted the song's Teutonic heritage and the powerful inspiration that obviously could come only from the great Luther himself. Ironically, not only did German mothers of this era not sing Away in a Manger, they had never heard of it until the song arrived in Europe from its country of origin, the United States.
Where Murray got his misinformation on Luther remains a mystery. Yet, because of his outstanding reputation as a writer and publisher, the story stuck. James R. Murray studied at the Musical Institute in North Reading, Massachusetts, and he studied under legendary teachers such as Lowell Mason, George Root, William Bradbury, and George Webb. As teachers marked their students as one of the finest young musical minds they had ever encountered. Yet, Murray didn't stay the course in school. In 1862, in the midst of the American Civil War, Murray enlisted in the army as a musician. During the darkest days of the war, he wrote his very first song, Daisy Dean, composed in a Virginian camp in 1863. The now forgotten ditty established Murray as a songwriter. After the war ended and armed with a wealth of new material, Murray joined the Root and Caddy publishing house in Chicago, Illinois, as editor of the Song Messenger. In 1881, Murray moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, to work for the John Church Company, editing the Musical Visitor. He also took charge of the company's publishing department. It was there that he happened upon Away in a Manger. 2 years before Murray had printed Away in a Manger in his children's songbook, the General Council of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in North America published the song in their Little Children's Book for School and Families. Printed in Philadelphia, Little Children's Book listed no songwriter for the words to the song. The book stated that the tune, a much different one than used by Murray, was provided by J.E. Clark. In truth, the first 2 verses of Away in a Manger were no doubt written by an anonymous American somewhere in the mid-1800s. The song was probably passed down orally for years before it was picked up by the Lutheran editor. By the time it was first published, no one knew the identity of the composer. In 1892, a man named Charles Hutchinson Gabriel became the music director of Chicago's Grace Methodist Episcopalian Church. A poet, composer, and editor, it was in the Windy City that Gabriel wrote a legion of hymns, eventually more than 700. The composer's works included such standards of Way of the Cross, My Saviour's Love, Higher Ground, and I Stand Amazed in the Presence. It was while he was at the Grace Church that Gabriel discovered not only the versions of Away in a Manger, published by the Lutheran Press and by James R. Murray, but also another unknown version that contained a 3rd verse. He published this new edition of the carol in Gabriel's Vineyard Songs. Throughout the next 2 decades, the popularity of Away in a Manger grew, as did the myths surrounding Luther's authorship of the piece. Illustrations were drawn and stories were told depicting Luther singing the song to German children. As the real author never came forward to dispute the growing legend, the facts of the carol's origination became more and more diluted. During World War I, while Germany battled the United States, many groups began to sing the words to Away in a Manger with the old Scottish tune Flow Gently, Sweet Afton. This rendition might well have been a protest against any and all things German. Yet soon after the war, when most Americans had again embraced the original tune, a new songbook, Words and Song, gave a man named Carl Mueller credit as the musical composer of the song. Where the Boston publisher came up with Mueller's name is another unanswered question. Carl Mueller did not write the music to Away in a Manger. In fact, many believe he didn't exist. In 1945, as Americans again battled Germany in World War, American writer Richard S. Hill sorted through the now 70-year-old mystery concerning the carol's origin. He determined that James R. Murray himself probably wrote the music, long coupled with Away in a Manger. Yet, as Murray always took credit when he composed a song, it's doubtful that he would have deflected that he composed the song. It's more likely he was given the song and simply adapted the existing German-influenced melody into a 4-part harmony for his book. It also seems likely that Murray received the story of Martin Luther writing the piece from the person that originally gave him the song, Whoever he or she is, the unknown songwriter probably didn't live to see the song reach the children around the world. Yet, while the mystery of the origination remains, the song Message, depicting the precious moment when a Savior came to earth, bringing peace, joy, and hope, is so strong and profound that it leaps from a single night, from a single household, to become one of the world's most beautiful Christmas messages in song. The picture the story paints is even more profound and riveting than that of Luther singing Away in a Manger in Dutch to his children. The end. Okay, how about a more contemporary song? The Christmas song. I can't wait to hear this one. This is actually my friend Natalie's favorite song. One of the most famous modern-day Christmas songs was written on one of the hottest California days on record. The song, which resulted from a collaboration between two of America's best singer-songwriters, has touched millions and made both men a fixture for every holiday season. In fact, for many, Nat King Cole singing "Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire," the opening line to a Christmas song, is one of the greatest moments in the history of music. Yet, had it not been for a friend of Cole's named Mel Torme, who happened to drop by Cole's house with the song, Cole would never have had the chance to record it. Most baby boomers came to know Mel Torme from his appearance in television series Night Court. Because of the show, the Velvet Fog, as he was called by fans, was seen as little more than an old, almost forgotten jazz singer. Torme relished playing the false image of being a lounge lizard, though nothing could have been further from the truth. Actually, Torme, a talented singer, songwriter, performer, and author, was one of the most ambitious men to ever walk across a stage. His incredible catalog of credits continues to inspire people even after his death. Torme grew up in show business. In the 1930s, he was a child radio actor and vaudeville performer. By his teens, he was already writing songs. When he was just 16, he quit high school to arrange music and play drums for the Marx Orchestra. And soon after that, he started working with Frank Sinatra. In 1944, Torme got together with two other talented musicians, Les Baxter and Henry Mancini, to form the vocal group The Mel-Tones. The trio was among the first of the jazz-influenced vocal groups. 5 years later, Mel scored a solo #1 hit with Careless Hands and quickly gained recognition as one of the top jazz artists in the world. Ethel Waters once wrote that Torme was the only white man who sings with the soul of a black man. Soon, without realizing it, Mel, whose view of life and music were never complicated by racial prejudice, would serve as the key in an opening holiday door previously closed to African Americans. Over the course of the next 50 years, Torme influenced generations of singers, sold millions of records, acted in dozens of movies and television shows, wrote a couple of best-selling books, arranged music for some of the greatest names in the business, and took a few years off to fly planes as a commercial pilot. Yet the one facet of his career that's often overlooked was his ability to write music. If the singer-songwriter hadn't decided to visit his friend Nat King Cole's house one hot summer day, Born to be Blue could have probably gone down as his most remembered composition. But a July drive across Los Angeles changed all of that forever. Robert Wells, a lyricist, was one of Torme's best friends. They had written together for several years and had just been hired to produce the title song for 2 movies, Abby's Irish Rose and Magic Town. When Mel arrived, rather than working on the assignments, he found Wells trying to drive off the California heat with fans and positive thinking. The fans were doing little good, and the positive thoughts, which consisted of writing down everything that reminded Wells of cold winters in New England, were only making Wells warmer. Many years later, Torme recalled what happened. I saw a spiral pad on his piano with 4 lines written in pencil. They started chestnuts roasting, jasper nipping, Yuletide carols, folks dressed up like Eskimos. Bob didn't think he was writing a song lyric. He said he thought he could immerse himself in winter and would help him cool off. It had been chestnuts that started Wells' strange train of thought. He had seen his mother bring in a bag of them to stuff a turkey for dinner. Wells was thrown back to the days when he saw vendors selling chestnuts on New York City street corners. Yet, while Wells was after nothing more than an attempt to think cold, Mel caught a glimpse of a song in the phrases that he had written. With the temperature in the 90s and both men sweating through their clothes, they got to work on what would become a Christmas classic. It took just 40 minutes. The assigned movie's title songs were pushed aside as Wells and Torme climbed into a car and drove away to show off their latest song. Torme knew all the greatest singers who worked in LA. They all liked and respected Mel's work, and most of them palled around with the singer. So when Wells and Torme dropped by Nat King Cole's house uninvited, it didn't seem that out of the ordinary. It was just old friendly Mel being Mel. Yet the results of that visit were monumental. After a brief meeting, Torme took a seat at King's piano. On the hottest day of the year, Mel played the new Christmas number. It might not have cooled anyone off, but Cole was deeply impressed. Nat King Cole had begun his career as a jazz pianist and was one of the best. Yet by the 1940s, it was his smooth baritone that had mesmerized fans all over the world. Even at a time when some of the greatest balladeers in history ruled the airways, Nat King Cole stood out. The young black man from Chicago's voice and styling set him apart. His voice and stage presence earned him the nickname King. Cole's first hit came in 1947 with I Love You for Sentimental Reasons. A long list of well-loved songs, including Mona Lisa, Nature Boy, and Too Young, followed. During an era when America was almost totally segregated, Cole's music erased the racial barriers, at least in music. From the moment Torme stopped at Mel's Los Angeles home and played the Christmas song on his piano, Nat loved it. Sensing the song was to be a classic, he wanted to record it before Torme could offer it to anyone else. Within days, Cole had rearranged the song to suit his voice and pacing, and he cut it for Capitol Records. His instincts about the song's potential were right. Released in October of 1946, the song stayed in the top 10 for almost 2 months. Nat's hit charted again in 1947, 1949, 1950, and 1954. Though the Christmas song would ultimately be recorded by more than 100 other artists, including Bing Crosby, Judy Garland, even Mel Torme himself recorded it. No one could break Cole's ownership rights. The song was instantly and forevermore a Nat King Cole classic. No one thought about it at the time, but Cole's cut of Torme's song became the first American Christmas standard introduced by an African American. The success of the cut helped open the door for Lou Rawls, Ray Charles, and Ethel Waters to put their own spins on holiday classics. It gave black audiences a chance to hear their favorite stars sing the carols that they loved as deeply as other Christmas songs. Thanks to the Christmas song, for the first time in the commercial marketplace, Christmas was not reserved for whites only. Cole died in his 40s of cancer, while Torme lived to be in his 70s. Both men's careers hit incredible highs, and their list of honors and accomplishments set them apart from most of their peers. But no moment for either of them was as memorable as when they brought together by words that were meant to simply cool off a body on a hot day. If there is such a thing as inspired magic, it can be found in this song. When people around the world hear Nat King Cole's rich baritone singing about cold noses and the wonderful carols that warm hearts at Christmas, they are blessed. The world has lost both Nat King Cole and Mel Torme, but their genius lives on in songs that continue to give millions that special spirit of the season and the memory of a cool winter's evening, each and every day. And now, my little angels, it's time for you to sleep.
close your eyes, drift off, and know that I love you, I value you, I honor you, and I'm so very, very glad that you were born.